let's head now over to the White House. As you see, Weijia Jiang is there on the North Lawn. What do we make of the president today, once again calling out NATO, this time calling allies cowards for not engaging in what's underway there in the Middle East?
Well, Ed, it's really interesting because this is, of course, related to the Strait of Hormuz, which he also called a simple military operation. But he continued to express his frustration that these allies are not assisting him because, on the one hand, while he said it was easy to reopen the strait, he also acknowledged that it takes a lot of resources. It takes a lot of ships to try to secure that area and deter the drones and unmanned surface missiles that might be firing at that strait, which is precisely why it is so dangerous. But more broadly, Ed, we did hear a lot from President Trump today as he was departing the White House, and he talked again about how the U.S. was ahead of schedule when it comes to achieving its goals in the war. And he talked at length about everything the U.S. military has done so far. Here's what he said.
Their leaders are all gone. The next set of leaders are all gone. And the next set of leaders are mostly gone. And now nobody wants to be a leader over there anymore. We're having a hard time. We want to talk to them, and there's nobody to talk to. We have nobody to talk to. And you know what? We like it that way.
I should mention, Ed, that was at an event earlier in the day, but we did just hear extensively from the president before he left for Florida. And his main takeaway was, once again, that the U.S. was doing extraordinarily well, that they were ahead of schedule. But, of course, that begs the question, Ed, what more has to be done before the U.S. gets out of this thing?
And if there is nobody to talk to, then how does this resolve itself if at some point you may need to talk to someone in Iran and say, either where does this go next or whatnot? And obviously they are struggling to sort that out. I am curious, as we end the third week, enter the fourth week of this conflict, the biggest effect we've seen here at home so far, as often happens when there's conflict in the Middle East, is the big uptick in gas prices. We're in the middle of spring break now. People will be renting cars and paying for gas. They're paying for it when they go around doing things. The president, the vice president, Republicans on the ballot this November have been asked about this week. How are they tracking this at the White House right now? How concerned are they about the immediate pocketbook effects of all this on Americans?
Well, the president's public message is that it was actually a lot better than I thought it was. He has said now 2 days in a row, Ed, that these prices, that the economy, the impact of the war could have been a lot worse. So he's trying to downplay the prices of oil and the prices of gas. But I will say that hearing from other administration officials and seeing their potential actions paints a different picture. We just heard from the Treasury Secretary yesterday that the U.S. is considering unsanctioning Iranian oil and also considering tapping once again into the strategic petroleum reserves, because they are well aware, Ed, of what you just laid out, that many Americans, while they might support the president's effort here, are also trying to deal with the financial pain at the gas pumps.
To be continued. Weijia Jiang at the White House, as always. Good to see you.